Hi, in this video I will talk about the Kahf Surah, Kahf and the glorious Quran in the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. They found it strange that a warner from among them came to them. The disbelievers said, "This is really strange. After we die and become dust, this is impossible. We are fully aware of any of them who gets consumed by the earth. We have an accurate record." Later we will see that this accurate record will be explained further. They rejected the truth when it came to them. They are utterly confused. Have they not looked at the sky above them and how we constructed it and adorned it without a flaw? So the flaw is actually in our brain, and we see you can try to paint something, and sometimes the painting will be not absolute, not finished, and you can say it's not finished. So, but when you look at the sky, your perception is that it's complete and finished, and it's as it looks like it's supposed to be. And we created the earth and scattered on it mountains and grew in it all kinds of beautiful plants. This is an enlightenment and a reminder for every pious worshipper. And we sent from the sky blessed water to grow with it gardens and grains to be harvested, tall date palms with clustered fruit, provisions for the people, and we revive with it dead lands. You are similarly resurrected. It's interesting that tall date palms were mentioned, and this is how we will be resurrected, because clustered fruit is like there are a lot of fruit, and tall date palms is like maybe the way that the dead land is reviving is similar to this resurrection. Provisions for the people, and disbelieving before them were the people of Noah, and the dwellers of Rus and Tamud, and Ad, Paro, and the brethren of Lot, and the dwellers of Wood, and the people of Tuba. All of them disbelieved the messengers, and consequently my retribution befell them. Were we too burdened by the first creation? Is this why they doubt resurrection? So it is another. It is it's the same criticism. They will be created like the first creation. In the other verses, we can see this in the Quran. We created the human, and we know that what he whispers to himself. We are closer to him than his jugular vein. So this is important, and later, actually, we see that it's very interesting. So, but this vein has actually no brain mechanism. But sometimes we see the explanation later. So actually, we have an accurate record is explained further here, and this jugular vein is maybe at that time the anatomy was uh, not very common. So you cannot just say like neurons or something like that or brain. So you can, and we see we see similar things in the Quran, but I think it is referring to here. Two recordings at right and at left are constantly recording, so that we can see here that um, God created human, and God knows what he whispers to himself, and two recordings at right and left. And another thing is that they are really constantly recording. And another thing, um, in the right and left lobe is specialized, and they have different role, so they're not the same. So if there is only one, you can feel like it's is not very special. And it's interesting that brain always works. So we can search this constantly recording if it is the real case. Let's read it. Brain constantly. How many minutes brain can survive without oxygen? After 5 to 10. So how long can the brain go without oxygen before serious damage occurs? After 5 to 10 minutes of not breathing, you are likely to develop serious and possibly irreversible brain damage. The one exception is when a younger person stops breathing and also very cold at the same time. So the meaning is that it confirms that it's constantly. But if there's only recording, our recording, there are few information. And if there is no at right and left, then there's a few information. But at right and left looks like so much precisely describing the current scientific development and knowledge. Not an utterance does he utter without an alert witness. So our brain, we can retrieve some of the forgotten memories by touching it, like such. So I see that this is also interesting, alert witness. But it doesn't mean, I'm not saying the angel is this, but I'm saying that the angel is witnessing this and recording it like a physical thing, I guess. But not neurons, but recording this, our brain changes. Anyway, so it's related to this. Finally, the inevitable comma of that comes. It's interesting that it is mentioning the inevitable comma of that, and once it will not record. This is what you try to evade. The horn is blown. This is the promised day. Every soul comes with a herder and witness, and it is like in the previous verses it was mentioned that you're similarly resurrected, right? You used to be oblivious to this. We now remove your veil today. Your vision is still. So this is interesting. So it shows that it's like a goddess. In the previous videos, I think I mentioned this. So we have some sins. It's blinding us. Removing our veil means like now we will be free from those sins and everything. Maybe our perception will be different. It is a very clear translation. The companion said, "Here is my formidable testimony. Throw into Gehenna every stubborn disbeliever, forbidder of charity, aggressor full of doubt. He set up besides God another God. Throw him into severe retribution." His companion said, "Our Lord, I didn't mislead him, he was far astray." He said, "Do not fret in front of me. I have sufficiently warned you. Nothing can be changed now. I am never unjust towards the people." That is the day when we ask hell, "Have you had enough?" It will say, give you more." Paradise will be offered to the righteous readily. This is what was promised to every repenter steadfast. So this might be about the function of heaven and hell, because it's like a chatbot, and have you had enough and not give me more. And it was designed initially, and God knew it from the beginning, so that's why it is functioned like this. This is what was promised to every repenter steadfast. They reverenced the most gracious in their privacy, and came wholeheartedly. Enter it in peace. This is the day of eternity. They get anything they wish therein, and we have even more. Many a generation before them were more powerfully annihilated. They searched the land, did they find an escape? This should be a lesson for everyone who possesses a mind, or is able to hear and witness. We have created the heavens and the earth and everything between them in 6 days, and no fatigue touched us. Therefore, it's also referring to previous verses. Therefore be patient in the face of their utterances, and praise and glorify your Lord before sunrise and before sunset. During the night you shall meditate on his name, and after prostrating, prepare for the day when the caller calls from a place that is near. When they hear the inevitable cry, that is the day you come out. We are the ones who control life and death. To us is the final destiny. The day will come when the earth cracks in a hurry, giving rise to them. Such summoning is easy for us to do. We are fully aware of everything they utter, while you have no power over them. Therefore, remind with this Quran those who reverence my warnings.